Good morning, everyone, and welcome to Unity Spiritual Center of Windsor. I'm Linda, and this is Reverend David, our co-host today.
Oh, welcome, everyone. The Unity movement embraces the inherent worth and diversity of every individual, fostering an environment of acceptance and respect for all people without distinction of any kind. We come together to encourage and support one another in our individual spiritual journeys. So wherever you are in that process, we are glad that you joined us today.
And I would like to introduce our musicians today, Angelica and Michael. Thank you so much for being here. And we are looking forward to some Christmas music today. Yeah.
And I'm so glad to have Linda here hosting with me today.
Thank you.
Yes. So today is the second Sunday of Advent. I just wanted you to know that we do have a few of the Advent booklets, but there's just a few. So if you haven't picked up one, they're out here in the foyer. In Unity, we don't do a lot of rituals. But when it comes to Christmas and it comes to New Year, we do pull out a few. There's so much rich symbolism in Christmas, and at this time of year, we use the Advent wreath and the lighting of its candles as what traditionally is described as preparing the way.
In Unity, Advent and Christmas is a time to remember and live the truth of who we are. It is a time of reflection and affirmation, an exploration of faith, and an inner search of mind and heart, with each week represented by a theme symbolized by the lighting of a candle. Advent guides us to explore what Christmas means to us personally and to discover that the greatest gift we can give to our family, friends, and the world is ourself.
You know, Christmas represents the divine child that's born in each of us, and the divine attributes that we can develop as we learn to express our God nature in human form. At the center of our Advent wreath is the lit Christ candle, which you see every Sunday in the sanctuary. It's always lit. It represents the Christ consciousness that dwells in each of us. The same mind and the same light that was in Jesus Christ is in us. And it represents the words of Jesus found in Matthew 5:14, where he said, "You are the light of the world." The 4 Sundays of Advent proclaim aspects of our divine nature: hope and faith, peace, love, joy, and it allows us ways to contemplate, ways to share our deepest gifts. Last week, we lit our first Advent candle representing hope and faith. At this time, I'm going to invite Linda to light it again. So as we remember the Advent gift of hope and faith, let us awaken to a new awareness of the gift that is ours to discover, the gift of the Christ presence that lies within each of us. So today we also light our second candle that represents this week's theme of peace. So as Linda lights the peace candle, another purple one, may we go within and seek to feel that peace beyond understanding that lies at the very heart of our being. I now invite Linda to open us in a prayer.
Let us pray. As we open our hearts and minds to the presence of Spirit, let us dedicate ourselves to being the peace we wish to see in both our inner and outer worlds. May we remember who we declare ourselves to be as unique expressions of God in our communities, and may we be comforted by that knowledge. May this knowledge create a clearing for the rebirth of Christ within us. May peace as a practice, leave us restored. May it afford us the strength and poise we need to make this most wonderful time of year truly magical for all. Let us commit to making peace our priority. We pray this in the name of the living Christ presence, the very truth of who we are. And so it is. Amen.
Thank you, Linda. I do want to point out that we always have a prayer chaplain here to pray with you after the service. So if anyone would like someone to pray with you, Susan, where are you? Back there. Susan Fabro is our prayer chaplain today, and she will be upstairs in our prayer room directly after the service and is available to pray with you.
And we have a prayer request box right over here. It's a big brown box, and it's got request prayer sheets, and they will be prayed over by our prayer team. And I'd like to remind everyone here, online, there's 24/7 prayer support with Silent Unity. Just phone 1-800-NOW-PRAY.
Well, now it's time for our first and our second, right afterwards, a song for the congregation. So we invite you, if you are willing and able, I invite you to stand up and let's sing.
It came upon a midnight clear, that glorious song of old, from angels bending near the earth to touch their harps of gold. Peace on the earth, goodwill to men, from heaven's all gracious King. The world in solemn stillness lay to hear the angels sing. Still through the cloven skies they came, with peaceful wings unfurled, and still their heavenly music floats o'er all the weary world. Above its sad and lowly plains, they bend on hovering wing, and ever o'er its Babel sounds the blessed angels sing. For lo, the days are hastening on, by prophets seen of old, when with the ever circling years comes round the age of gold, when peace shall over all the earth its ancient splendors fling, and the whole world send back the song which now the angels sing. Great job, everyone. I've got peace like a river. I've got peace like a river. I've got peace like a river in my soul. I've got peace like a river. I've got peace like a river. got peace like a river in my soul. Let's do peace again. 1, 2, 3, 4. I've got peace like a river. I've got peace like a river. I've got peace like a river in my soul. I've got peace like a river. I've got peace like a river. I've got peace like a river in my soul. I've got love like an ocean. I've got love like an ocean. I've got love like an ocean in my soul. I've got love like an ocean. I've got love like an ocean. I've got love like an ocean in my soul. I've got joy like a fountain. I've got joy like a fountain. I've got joy like a fountain in my soul. I've got joy like a fountain. I've got joy like a fountain. I've got joy like a fountain in my soul. Woo! Great job, everyone. Thank you all. You may be seated.
Good morning.
Unity Spiritual Center of Windsor is a progressive spiritual community that emphasizes personal growth, living consciously, and making a positive difference in the world. As part of New Thought and the worldwide unity movement, we strive to be compassionate, inclusive, open-minded, service-oriented, abundant, and spirit-filled.
You know, unity teaches that each person is a unique individual expression of God. And our realization of that truth evolves as we expand our consciousness through our spiritual practices of prayer and meditation. Unity emphasizes that we create our life experiences of life according to the thoughts and the feelings that we hold in mind. Affirmative prayer and meditation stills our minds and heightens our awareness of our oneness with Spirit, each other, and all of life. And so living from that awareness transforms our lives and the world.
Our affirmation for December is, I am filled with the overflowing, unquenchable joy of Christ. Would you please affirm that with me?
I am filled with the overflowing, unquenchable joy of Christ. And now it's time for a special piece of music by our music team and our wonderful Angelica.
I have traveled many moonless nights, cold and weary, with a babe inside, and I wonder what I've done. Holy Father, you have come and chosen me now to carry your Son. I am waiting in a silent prayer. I am frightened by the load I bear in a world as cold as stone. Must I walk this path alone? Help me to see. Be with me now. should have had my place, but I offer all I am for the mercy of your plan. Help me be strong. Help me. Help me. Breath of heaven, hold me together. Be forever near me. Breath of heaven. Breath of heaven, lighten my darkness. Pour over me your holiness, for you are holy. Breath of heaven, hold me together. Be forever near me. Breath of heaven. Breath of heaven, lighten my darkness. Pour over me your holiness, for you are holy. Breath of heaven. Breath of heaven. Breath of heaven. Thank you all so much, and thank you, Mike.
Thank you, Mike, and thank you, Angelica. That was lovely. Thank you so much. Good morning, everyone. So good to have everyone here. You know, I always like to start off with something, if I can, a little humorous. So a guy goes to see the doctor for his aching shoulder. The doctor said, okay, it's a bit inflamed. What I want you to do is put a bag of frozen peas on it and do it on and off throughout the week. And the guy says, the peas will work? And the doctor replies, yes, give peas a chance. I don't know, for some reason I thought it appropriate for today's topic. So for this second Sunday of Advent, our theme is peace. Peace is something, nearly all of us want it. It's an ideal that we strive for in our lives, in our families, in our communities, and in our world. We want to be, as the song says, give peace a chance. Do you ever think, what would the world look like if we gave peace more than a chance? What kind of a world could we create if we committed to peace? To think peaceful thoughts, feel peaceful feelings, and act peacefully. Now, certainly these are questions that we would be wise to live and embody. One, Eleanor Roosevelt made this wise observation. She said, it isn't enough to talk about peace. One must believe in it. And it isn't enough to believe in it. One must work at it. In John, the Gospel of John 14:27, Jesus describes peace as a gift given to all of us. He says, peace I leave with you, my peace I give to you. I do not give to you as the world gives. Do not let your hearts be troubled. And do not let them be afraid. Jesus' statement makes this clear that although it is a gift To be truly received, peace requires effort on our part. Or, as Eleanor observed, one must work at it. Our third unity principle states that we create our life experiences by the thoughts and the feelings that we hold in mind. Thoughts, as you know, are constantly coming and going. Not only our own thoughts, but the thoughts of everyone we encounter. We can't turn on the radio or the television without being bombarded by other people's thoughts and opinions and judgments. But a key to peace of mind is for you to understand that you have a choice about what thoughts that you latch onto and hold. We create our life experiences by the thoughts and the feelings that we hold in mind. One of my favorite contemporary spiritual teachers and authors is Eckhart Tolle. He says, above all, the only thing you have to heal is the present thought. Listen to that again. Above all, the only thing you have to heal is the present thought. Get that right, and the whole picture will change into one of harmony and joy. He says, if you find yourself not being in peace, forgive yourself for not being in peace. The moment you completely accept your non-peace is transmuted into peace. Anything you accept fully and will get you there, will take you into peace. This is the miracle of surrender. So Tolle says that life will give you whatever experience is the most helpful for the evolution of your consciousness. So how do you know this experience that right now is something that you need? Because this is the experience that you're having at this moment. Whatever the present moment contains, accept it as if you had chosen it. Always work with it, not against it. Always say yes to the present moment. I mean, what could be more futile, more insane, than to create inner resistance to what already is? What could be more insane than to oppose life itself, which is now and always now? Surrender to what is. Say yes to life and see how life suddenly starts working for you rather than against you. You find peace not by rearranging the circumstances of your life, but by realizing who you are at the deepest level. You know, over 3,000 years ago, the prophet Isaiah wrote these words. He says, those of steadfast mind you keep in peace because they trust in you. Steadfast means firmly fixed in place, immovable, unwavering, unfaltering, persistent, committed, dedicated, unswerving. For those whose minds are firmly fixed on that one presence and that one power, minds that are firmly fixed on the Christ within us, minds that are firmly fixed on the truth of who you are, those minds are kept in peace because we trust in that one presence and one power. We trust in the Christ within us. And this is the truth of who we are. And we trust in that truth. We trust in the one. In unity, we don't believe you have to invite Christ or God into your hearts because a God that is everywhere present is already there, has always been there, and will always be there. We are one with the one. We simply need to awaken to that truth, to be aware of that truth, and to live from that truth. For Charles Fillmore, one of our founding members, founders of Unity, he said the evidence of being aware of the Christ consciousness is tranquility, which is serenity, calmness, stillness, equanimity, and peace of mind. These are the gifts that come with the awakening of our Christ consciousness. And harmony is another gift. As we come into alignment and accord with our Christ consciousness, with the truth of who we are. In his book, Revealing Word, Charles says the supreme realization is unity with God mind, complete oneness with the Christ consciousness. Over 1,400 years ago, on the other side of the world, in 6th century China, the Chinese Chan or Zen master Seng San wrote a poem entitled Sin Sen Ming, The Mind of Absolute Trust. This is what he wrote 1,400 years ago. Until you understand this truth, you won't see anything clearly. One is all, and all is one. When you realize this, what reason for holiness or wisdom? The mind of absolute trust is beyond all thoughts, all striving, is perfectly at peace, for in it there are no yesterdays, no tomorrow, and no today. Like Jesus, the Zen master, Seng San, is saying, take no thought for tomorrow. For the mind of absolute trust, there is no tomorrow, there is no yesterday, there is no today, there is only now. This present moment, the only moment that there truly ever is. And this moment is as it is. Every prior moment has led up to this moment. It is all connected. Sometimes the moment's going to be easy, it's going to be lovely, it's going to be joyful. And other times, it can be painful. It can be sad. It can be difficult. You know, many times we don't have a choice about what happens. But we always have the choice of how we respond. And responding in peace is the wisdom of the one who lives in the oneness, of the one who lives from oneness, from one who lives as the oneness. So in his poem, Seng San is speaking of having an absolute trust in the great way, or the Tao. But whatever we want to call it, be it being or God or Christ consciousness or Buddha nature, Allah or the Tao, these words are just pointing to the same truth, a truth that we are part of and one with. And if we place our trust in that, we are promised peace. So back in 2022, I did a series of talks based on Wayne Dyer's book, Your Sacred Self. And in it, he teaches how to tap into the power of our higher selves and live each day, regardless of what we do, with a great sense of peace and fulfillment. He wrote, at any given moment in your life, you are choosing between two pictures or evaluations of yourself. Your choices include one that's offered by your soul or higher self, which Dyer calls the voice of God, and the one offered by your ego or your false idea of yourself. You decide how you view yourself and how you view others as well. Essentially, you accept either your ego's picture of yourself and others or that of your higher spiritual self. So Dyer said that the question he was most frequently asked was concerning the sacred self and the ego is, how do I know whether it is my ego or my higher spirit that's beckoning me at any given moment in my life? So Dyer says the first answer to the question posed is, if it brings you a sense of peace, then it is your higher self at work. Your higher self is always nudging you toward a resolution of the conflicts that you experience in your life, so that you will have room for serenity and harmony. Dyer encourages us to pay just strong attention to those feelings. Dyer says the only peace in your world, in your personal life, is the peace of God. If you are living with inner turmoil, continually quarreling with yourself and feeling anxious and fearful, then you are allowing your ego to dominate your life. If you feel serene and peaceful, ego has been replaced by your higher self. So you can always ask yourself, will this bring me peace, or will it bring me turmoil? If the answer is turmoil, either in your thoughts or in your physical world, then you must examine how and why you are allowing your ego to dominate your life. If the answer is peace, then you know what to do and how to think. And you know that your higher self is actively working for you at this moment. In every moment of your life, you have the option to choose peace for yourself. And if there's only one thing that you take away from this talk, I want you to remember that. Let this one be: in every moment of your life, you have the option to choose peace for yourself. Your false self, your ego, thrives on your inner anxiety. Eckhart says that talks about our ego's needs to be periodically in conflict with something or someone in order to strengthen its sense of separation between me and other, without which it cannot survive. The ego wants you in a constant state of agitation to keep you from embracing your higher self. And Dyer says you need to carefully examine your choices that block your experience of peace. Just knowing that peace is always an alternative is a significant awakening. So replacing the turmoil that you so often choose is then a simple matter of allowing your higher self to take over in any situation where you are about to allow turmoil to enter. Your ego will push you in the direction of fight, away from peace. You must be ready to see it as it is about to happen, and invite your higher self to step in. You know, as we become fully present and aware of any difficult situation we find ourselves in, we open a space for our higher self to take charge. It's a matter of being awake, aware, and fully present to the situation. Dyer says when you have an absence of peace at any time in your life, know that your ego, the false idea of yourself, is responsible. Some typical peace-avoidant behaviors are these: confronting and arguing. Nothing will bring about an inner feeling of turmoil faster than allowing yourself to be seduced into fighting or arguing. You always have a choice, always, to argue or not to argue, to confront or not to confront. As Dyer points out, behind this approach to life is the ever-present need to be right. When you give up the need to be right, you no longer need the turmoil. Another peace avoidance behavior is being offended, taking everything personally. The person that cuts you off in traffic, the long lines at the grocery store, the person that looked at you the wrong way. We find so many things to be offended by. Worry is another thing. As Dyer points out, the more your inner world is focused on worry, the less time you have for experiencing peace. Worry is the absence of peace, and ego finds it extraordinarily easy to eliminate peace with worry, with worrying thoughts. We worry about our children. We worry about our jobs. We worry about our relationships. We worry about our finances. We worry about catching a cold. Ego thrives on this kind of thinking. Happy that you are using up all of that inner energy to worry, not leaving any room at all for that peace nonsense. These are just some of the more typical daily beliefs, attitudes, and behaviors that the ego manifests to bring about an absence of peace in your life. So give that some thought. In what ways does your ego manifest to bring about an absence of peace in your life? So here are 7 ideas for putting peace in your life permanently. First, remember you must offer peace to have it. The more you give, the more you receive. Drop the judgment. Make a daily effort to look upon others without condemnation. You know, every judgment takes you away from your goal of peace. And then know that everyone is doing the best that they can. Socrates taught that there is no evil in the world, there's only ignorance. People act in only the way that they know how. And that's based on their life experience and what others have taught them. If they knew how to act better, kinder, more loving, they would. And keep this other quote of Eleanor Roosevelt in mind. No one can make you feel inferior without your consent. No one can make you feel inferior without your consent. And for Dyer, the greatest technique for bringing peace into your life is to remind yourself to always pick being kind when you have a choice between being right or kind, or being kind. So remember, you have a choice in all your interactions. And then the other one is shift your perspective from thinking that things happen to you to thinking that things happen for you. Everything contains a hidden gift, a not so obvious opportunity, or an important life lesson. And then the last one is keep uppermost in your mind that there is a place within you of perfect peace where nothing is impossible. If you give yourself the right to daily spend time in prayer and meditation, you will get to that peace. Peace is yours just for the asking. So as Dyer makes clear, when your higher self is present, it always promotes peace. And if you have a question about whether it is your ego or your self prodding you, the answer becomes obvious when you ask yourself, will this bring me peace or turmoil for my life? So let me close with this quote from the Dalai Lama on how to achieve world peace. He says, we can never obtain peace in the world if we neglect our inner world. And don't make peace with ourselves. World peace must develop out of inner peace. And I'm going to repeat that one more time. We can never obtain peace in the world if we neglect the inner world and don't make peace with ourselves. World peace must develop out of inner peace. So let us prepare for our meditation. So I do invite you to just relax in your seat. Take a couple of deep breaths as you do so. Close your eyes if you wish. And then as you just sit here with your eyes closed and you allow yourself to rest comfortably in your seat, I invite you to focus on your breath. Focus as you breathe in, and focus as you breathe out. And as you take each breath, allow any tension or stress to just melt away. As you exhale, imagine releasing all of the negative thoughts and emotions that might be present. So we continue to breathe slowly in and out. Breathing in peace and breathing out any negativity. So I invite you to visualize a peaceful or serene place. Where are you most comfortable? Use your imagination. Do you love lying on a beach? Then visualize a beach and lying in the hot sun in the sand. Or is a forest something that you prefer? Imagine yourself in the deep, lush forest by a stream, gently flowing, bubbling, the wind blowing gently. So allow yourself to just feel and visualize your place of perfect peace. So allow yourself to merge in this peaceful environment, letting go of any worries or distractions. With each breath, feel a sense of calm and tranquility. Feel this calm and feel this tranquility just washing over you. Filling your entire being with peace and serenity. As you continue to rest and relax, perhaps we make a little affirmation such as, I am at peace, or I am calm and centered. Repeat that. I am calm and centered. So whatever affirmation you pick, just allow it to sink deep into your subconscious mind, reinforcing a state of lasting peace within you. So I want you to just take a little bit of time now to just fully experience that peace and that stillness within you. And we're going to enter for a moment, for just a little while. We're going to enter into the silence and rest and tap into that peace that Paul said was a peace beyond understanding. So let us rest in that peace. the Apostle Paul spoke of a peace beyond understanding. And we tap into that peace every Sunday that we're here. And hopefully it's something we tap into every single day, that we find the opportunity to tap into that peace, which is at the very core of your being. It is always there. That peace beyond understanding, and it's something that we can tap into no matter what is going on. So let us at this time just open our hearts and open our minds fully to that peace, knowing that it's within our grasp at all times. We can tap into it at any time. So I just allow you right now, allow yourself to come up with something that you are grateful for. Because gratitude is a wonderful gateway to peace as well. So I invite you to think of one person, thing, event, whatever it is, one thing that you are truly, truly grateful for. And just hold that in your heart space for just a little bit. So we go forth today with this peace, and help us, loving Spirit, to take this peace with us throughout this week. Help us to be the peace that we are seeking in the world. Help people see us as that peace, as that love. And so it is. Amen. Thank you.
First of all, I want to thank these wonderful musicians. I just love that Christmas song. I remember learning that when I was a kid. We did it in Christmas concerts at school, you know. I think we learned every verse. Yeah. Yeah. But anyway, thank you again for your beautiful music, Angelica. Oh my goodness. What a voice.
And yes, we're so fortunate to have such a wonderful music team. We really are. Thank you. And Leo, we're very fortunate to have you too, keeping us all on track with our technology. So thank you so much. So at this time, let us take to heart our vision, our mission, and statement of being, which is shown on the screen.
We have a global vision. Will you please speak that with me?
Our vision is a world powerfully transformed through the growing movement of shared spiritual awakening. And we have a sacred mission. Will you say that with me? We inspire and empower spiritual growth to awaken us and transform the world.
And we have a personal statement of being. Will you please say that with me?
I am a dynamic center of the Christ light, mighty to unfold my good and radiate that good to all. So we do have quite a few announcements for today. Today at noon, I will be facilitating a new member class here in the chapel at 12 o'clock. This class is required for anyone wishing to become a voting member of USCW. And also, I invite anyone who wants to learn a little bit more about Unity, and any of you that are already Unity members that want to sort of brush up on your Unity history. It's a 2-hour PowerPoint of Unity's histories and our teachings. So you're all invited at 12 o'clock. Oh, also, our candlelight service, just a reminder, we have a candlelight service at 6 p.m. on Friday, on December the 15th, and there is going to be a big potluck afterwards. So please plan on joining us and just come and enjoy the food and the fellowship.
Yeah, it's always a good time. A festive Christmas potluck will be held immediately after the candlelight service. Please bring your favorite dish. And there's a sign-up sheet in the hospitality, so I guess we're going to designate whether we're going to bring dessert, first course, or
Yeah, that
drinks
helps.
or something,
So
I
we
don't
sort of have an idea, yeah.
yeah. I'd like to thank all of those who contributed to our Outreach Winter Initiative. The outreach team needs help. We are organizing the food donations for distribution today after the service from 1 to 2. If you are available, please join us in the hospitality room. We greatly appreciate all that you do. Our speaker next Sunday is, it's on December 17th, and it's our licensed Unity teacher, Mariette Jones. Her talk title is Believe in Gentleness. It's the way forward. For more information, please check our newsletter, website, or posted flyers.
So I do want to remind you also that Susan Fabro is our prayer chaplain today, and she will be available upstairs in our prayer room directly after the service for anyone wishing to have prayer.
All of our classes, programs, and services are made possible by your generous donations. Our heartfelt thanks for your continuous support. We've created many ways to donate, which you can find on our website.
And for those of you here, our love offering donation is right over there as you come into the foyer. And again, thank you so much. Mariette? Oh, you want to talk about your Advent? Okay. Let's give her, we can do that. Here you go.
It got missed in the announcements, so
okay.
I'm going to say it to you all, that I'm having the last Advent circle today that I planned. We've had 3. Doesn't matter if you've come or not so far. Each one stands alone. And the theme today is peace. And if you're looking for a way to step out of the busyness, the materialism, the stuff of Christmas, this is it. Advent is a word that means the coming of a great person or a great event or a great celebration or a great transformation. So that's what it means, and that's what we're doing. We're looking and we're seeing what's going on inside of each one of us and helping ourselves to get the true meaning of what we're doing here as we hustle and bustle.
Thank you, Mariette.
We invite you now to stand, and let's open our hearts and minds in gratitude as we close by speaking out loud or silently to ourselves our love offering prayer. And that will be followed by the peace song and the prayer for protection.
Divine love in me and through me blesses and multiplies all that I am, all that I have, all that I give, and all that I receive.
Let there be peace on earth, and let it begin with me. Let there be peace on earth, the peace that was meant to be. With God as creator, family all are we. Let us walk with each other in perfect harmony. Let peace begin with me. Let this be the moment now. With every step I take, let this be my joyous vow. To take each moment and live each moment in peace eternally. Let there be peace on earth, and let it begin with me.
The light of God surrounds us.
I am light.
The love of God enfolds us.
I am love.
The power of God protects us.
I am power.
And the presence of God watches over us.
I am presence.
And wherever we are, God is.
I am divine.
And my friends, you truly are. Thank you so much. And please join us upstairs for refreshments and conversation.